Hey there, entrepreneurs. My name is Sushant, and welcome to Truck Talks. This is the show where I interview successful e commerce entrepreneurs, business executives, and thought leaders, and ask them questions about their business story, and also dive deep into some of the strategies and tactics that they have used to start and grow their businesses. And today I'm really excited to welcome Mitchell Matthews to the show. Mitchell is the founder of Adrenaline Offroad. Adrenaline Offroad is an e commerce business for aftermarket vehicle accessories that currently specializes in delivering LED lighting transformations. And today I'm going to ask Michel a few questions about his entrepreneurial journey and some of the strategies and tactics that he has used to start and grow his business. So thank you so much for joining me today at Trip Talk.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to chatting a little bit about everything, and hopefully we can give some people some golden nuggets to take home after watching this little episode here today.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like you've grown your business quite a bit. Can you share a little bit about your business, what products you're selling, and who is it that you're really helping with your business?
Yeah, man. So at Adrenaline Off Road here, like you mentioned, it's LED lighting products. Specifically, kind of our main market is trucks, like truck enthusiasts, people who like to customize their trucks and stuff like that. And then, yeah, so pretty much just that LED lighting is our main forte. And we make products like rock lights, wheel lights, stuff that kind of is just like an accent lighting to the vehicle that makes it look really, really cool at night. And it's really just for people who want to have more people look at their truck at night and just really like they're driving by, they want somebody to look at them and be like, holy shit, that looks awesome, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. So it's specifically for trucks or cars. You're not catering to like more general purpose cars.
So trucks is kind of our main like niche, but I mean, we sell LED headlights, for example, and RGB headlights, and those can be used on cars, trucks, SUVs, any vehicle on the road can use our product for a lot of things we sell, but that's kind of just our main like, demographic, I guess you could say.
So this is considered more of a uh, item for enthusiasts. So these kind of lights are not available in mass market, or the companies that are selling trucks. They don't sell this. This is kind of just a product that it's kind of like an accessory or an add-on that a person would not buy like in a regular trucking store, or wherever they go to buy things for their trucks.
Yeah, I mean, like you wouldn't never buy a vehicle from a dealership that would have these products on it. It's kind of something that they never really provide. And then I don't know, like there's obviously you could go into Amazon and you could buy similar products, but I mean, there's big differences between, just like an Amazon product and our product, just in terms of how the product's built, what it can actually do for a customer, and then obviously having a brand and having somebody to go to if something ever goes wrong is always nice too. It's a big differentiating factor that our customers seem to love a lot.
And how did you get into this business? Like, what motivated you to start this specific business?
Yeah, so I got my truck, my first ever truck, like I don't even know what year it was, but it was like 6 or 7 years ago now. And I just got it. It was nothing had been done to this truck at all. And I liked going off-roading with it. So I started to film myself going off-roading with a couple buddies and stuff. And we made YouTube videos of it. And then we actually ended up having one video. It had like 300 views after like the first week. And then all of a sudden it started getting like 1,000 views per day, and then it shot up to 100K, and it just like kind of sparked this channel just taking off, and ended up getting like 30K subscribers on my YouTube channel and going off-roading all the time, and just building up an audience and like a fan base of people who like trucks and like customizing them, right? And pretty much that's kind of where the basis started. And from there, I mean, I had a huge following that loved trucks, right? So it only made sense for me to offer these people some type of product that they could enjoy for themselves as well as me using it myself.
That's very interesting. So basically, you solved I guess, the most difficult problem of starting a business, which is, finding the right market. So you built your YouTube channel around your hobby, and you found the tribe that liked that hobby, and then basically you're did you do any sort of survey, or did you like in your comment section, did you, receive comments from your subscribers saying, the lights look great, and I would love to have something similar like that. What like did you get some sort of a clue that the light is where the business is at?
So I actually first started off, I literally just sold like stickers and t-shirts on my website to my fan base. And then the reason why the first product we went with was called Rock Lights. And this was something that I personally enjoyed having on my truck. And I thought it looked really cool and it was super universal. Anybody with a vehicle could put it on. And that's kind of where I just said, like, I'm going to pretty much like have this as our first product and see how it goes with people and how they like it. And I didn't really do any kind of, I guess, surveying of my audience, really. I kind of just went for that because it was something I was passionate about. And me being similar to my whole audience really helped me out in that sense, because if I like rock lights, good chances are they're going to like it too, right? Because they're there for the videos and the stuff I'm doing anyways. So yeah, that's kind of how we got started with that first product. And let me tell you, man, when we first released that first product, it did not, it was not a smooth process. I think we sold like three kits in the first like few days, and I was super jacked up. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I'm making money off this. This is incredible. And then all of a sudden it went dry and nobody bought for like a week or two. And I was just like, wow, okay, so maybe this isn't going to work. And then honestly, it just kept on persevering and reaching out to as many people as possible about it and being consistent, not giving up. And over time, it ended up working out for me. But yeah, there's definitely that point where, most people would probably just call it quits because they get like scared it's not going to work or whatever, right?
So the product itself, is it like, are you creating your own brand of product, or this is like something that you purchase, it's manufactured by a company, you purchase it wholesale and then you're selling it? Can you share a little bit about that?
For sure. Yeah. So we work directly with certain manufacturers, and we work in harmony with the engineers there. So when I have an idea for a new product, I converse with the engineers and we kind of make it happen and then produce it from there. So it's not like, just buying it off the shelf and flipping it per se. It's a little bit more in depth from that, but yeah, it's pretty much our process of going about it.
So how do you think about your business? Is it more of you come up with some sort of a custom design, you work with the engineers with these companies and they create it, so it's kind of like you're the only one that is selling that kind of light or design kind of a thing? Or like, do you have other similar e-commerce stores that are buying from the same manufacturers and they're selling the same kind of a thing? So, in terms of like competitive advantage, can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So everything that we make and sell, we always try to put our own twist on it by changing some part of how it's built. You could take a basic rock light kit, which is our best seller, and like there's hundreds of companies selling rock lights, but we'll actually look at the kit and say, like, how could we make this product better? What could we change that would actually help? And I think it really helps us for the fact that I actually use the products firsthand and I'm very engaged with how it all works and not just how it's made. And then I really get a lot of good feedback from our customers as well, and that kind of inputs into it. So, I mean, the kits can be similar, but there's always something that we can do differently, that we do differently to make it kind of like, if the customer's like, oh, I could get this here. Well, actually, that kit doesn't have this, but ours does. And this is like super crucial kind of thing. So it's just putting your own twist on it, changing a couple little things up to really make it stand apart from what else is on the market. I think that's been a really huge key for us, for sure. And yeah, somebody could go and copy what we have done, but we're the first people to do it, and it's kind of our original thing that kind of sets us apart. And I think most people don't really go that extra mile to make it different. They just want to do what's easy and take what's already out there and resell it.
So do you find that a lot of the sales that you get, is it really your own community of audience, like someone that has already seen maybe your YouTube video knows about you, that he knows about your passion about trucking and so forth, and um, they find your product in that way, or are you finding that a lot of people are doing like organic search on Google and finding it that way?
So in the beginning, it was definitely majority of people knew about the YouTube channel. They knew the backstory and everything like that. And I think that really makes a big difference in terms of having someone actually become a customer, like really knowing you. But these days, our main traffic source to our website is by far our Instagram page. So when I started YouTube and launched the business with YouTube, we had like 400 followers on Instagram. And now we have like 57,000 that we've built organically over the last like 3-4 years. So most of the time when a customer comes to us, it's through Instagram, and they don't really know about the whole YouTube original side of things. So,
and basically you're just posting you're basically doing storytelling through Instagram, right? You're basically just posting. I mean, this is definitely a visual product, so I'm sure you take pictures and you put it there, so it's anyone who's interested in that is they'll be attracted to it. And I mean, how are you? It's almost. I mean, I want to say this is almost like an ATM kind of, like your audience is, you can basically sell them one thing, and then you can sell them an alternate product related to this thing. I mean, how are you really, you have this in a way good group of people, how are you making sure that you don't lose this audience, given if Instagram makes some changes or Instagram decides to ban your page or something like that? I mean, it's that's your business, right? Really. How are you doing something? Are you building your own email list? Are you creating a Facebook group? How are you making sure that your audience, you're not going to lose them in any way?
yeah, I hear you. That's a huge thing with social media nowadays. It can benefit you so much, but at the same time, you're at the mercy of whatever this platform does, which can be scary for sure. And I mean, pretty much just doing really everything you can is, in my opinion, just building your email list and building a SMS list, because once you have somebody's phone number or their email, a little more concrete than just having them follow you on Instagram, right? So that's pretty much what we've been doing. I mean, we try to convert as many people from our Instagram to our lists, and there's only so much you can do really to actually accomplish that. But like one thing, for example, that we do every week is we make a story post on Instagram, and it's like a direct sign up link that we use to join our SMS list. So it's like join our VIP text list, and they click it, and then they end up getting a prompt through their phone, and then they join our list kind of. So it's like taking some of those story viewers and turning them into SMS subscribers. That's kind of something we do on the regular that I think is good. But I mean, overall, you're never gonna get all of your followers to switch over to something like that. So that's pretty much so far what I've found is the best thing you can do. Just try to get people to sign up for those.
Are you finding that SMS is more effective now than email? Like, do you send out marketing messages on SMS and people click on the link and buy that, and that's more effective now than rather than sending an email?
Yeah, definitely. Like if we send an email out to, like, for example, let's just say we send an email, it goes to 4,000. And if we send an SMS out and it goes to half of that, 2,000, we're going to see way more people actually clicking and the call to actions on the SMS than the email, even though there's double the people.
Can you share a little bit about, so when did you start the business? Which year?
2017 is when I started it.
Okay. And did COVID have any effect on this? Like, did you see any changes in sales during the COVID period?
Yeah, absolutely. In 2020 there, when everything kind of started going wild, we definitely saw an increase in sales for sure. And just like the fact that everyone or so much more people were at home all the time. There was a lot of, free money getting tossed around everywhere in Canada and US. So that kind of, I think, played into getting increased sales as well. So yeah, it definitely benefited the company hands down.
Cool, cool. In terms of like investment in your business initially, did you have to make a sizable investment to get the business started? And if yes, was it your own personal money? How did you? Can you talk a little bit about the money side of things when starting a business?
Yeah, it was really not that much of an investment to get started. Well, at the time for me, it was because I wasn't really making much money at all doing windshield repair, mobile
Okay.
windshield repair, but I had a lot of downtime. So what I did is I think it was like $600 is what my initial investment was into like the first batch of products that we ever ordered.
Hmm.
And with that, I was able to start selling those Rocklight kits. But yeah, for me, I've been a huge fan of like doing everything organically over the years. I never really invested much money into paid advertisement, whether it's Google, Instagram, Facebook ads. I've just really never been huge on that. And I've just preferred to take the time to just reach out to people directly, over social media. And it's very time consuming, but there's two big benefits that come with doing that. And it's one, you can be a lot more personable and connect with people way better than a huge corporate company paying somebody like 15 an hour could, because I mean, they're not as passionate about your business as you are ever.
Hmm.
And two, I mean, it just saves you money and keeps your costs down in the beginning. And that's really what you need when you're starting out.
So when you say that you reached out to people, can you give me an example of what that looked like? Like, were you reaching out to a follower on your Instagram page and saying, "Hey, you know, good, good that you followed me. By the way, I have this product also in case you have a truck and you can use it."
Yeah, that's pretty much what it looked like, just being very active on social media, following, like just searching through hashtags, looking at relevant accounts, people in your niche and kind of finding them, and then just starting to talk to them, about relevant things, and then making mention of what we're doing at the company kind of thing.
Okay, very cool. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, that's something that we still do. I don't personally do it, but I have some of our team that does that on the regular.
How big is what does your team look like now, and how big is it, and what are you focusing your time on these days in your business versus what other people are doing?
Yeah, so I mean, we have the whole like shipping warehouse side of things, the people that pack and ship our orders here in Winnipeg. There's obviously that part of things. And then I have one person that's kind of like my right hand person, manages like our social media, content planning, stuff like that. And then we kind of just we have like our email marketing team, and then that's pretty much it right now for the team. And then on a day to day right now, I'm pretty much just trying to do things that generate us more income and just trying to really focus on that. So whether it's trying to like set up a new partnership with a new influencer, or like find some kind of business, or like really thinking of new product ideas is something a lot too, and kind of like just steering that along and getting that to come to reality. That's kind of like sorts of things that I focus my time on now. I still do like every day have to answer normal messages to customers and stuff like that as well, but it's the bulk of it goes to somebody else because I would just be doing it all day.
I mean, it's so interesting that you did not have a business background. You don't have an MBA degree. I'm assuming.
No.
And it all became organic. Like, you found an idea, there was traction, and you basically, I mean, you now built a team without ever having to go through business school or anything like that. Can you talk a little bit about, how did you learn some of these business skills, and any advice for other people who are trying to start a business?
Yeah, man. I have a good friend who did his own e-commerce business years before I ever started. And I was in touch with him kind of at the beginning stages and literally just met with him a few different times and kind of got mentored by someone who actually did exactly what I was trying to accomplish. And that really, really helped excel things for me and just gave me excellent guidance. And other than that, just doing my own independent research on online, because all the info is there, but you really have to take the time to pick and sort through and kind of pick a direction to go with what you read. I've never bought any courses. I've never gone to school for anything related to what I'm doing today. I always joke and say I could have dropped out of school in grade 4 and done what I've done today, because I mean, grade 4 to whatever, I'm not using anything I learned to accomplish what I'm doing today. But I mean, if you're out there, I really personally don't think school is necessary. I think getting in touch with somebody who's done what you're trying to do, or at least following people on social media and like digesting their content of people who have done what you're trying to do on the regular, will get you way farther than kind of just like moseying along through in school instead of just directly attacking what it is you're kind of going after and trying to do.
You spoke a little bit about your fulfillment and shipping. Are you doing it in-house? Are you warehousing your products? You have a warehouse, or are you using like some sort of a third-party logistics company?
Yeah. So it's a 3PL. So I have all of our products in stock at their warehouse, and they just pack and ship it with all their software like that. I used to do it probably for the first year. I did it at the house, and it just got to the point where like I would show up to the post office with like more packages than I can even carry, and I'm just like, this is not even doable.
And the 3PL also gives you the shipping rate, so you don't have to worry about working with carriers or anything like that.
Exactly. That's another benefit of working with a 3PL. Since they ship so much stuff, they get better rates, and it's a lot cheaper to ship through them than generating your own labels. Except something I wanted to look into more actually is there's some Shopify apps that you can get your own labels and stuff through, and they just generate so many labels that I know that they get some pretty fantastic rates. So I'm kind of interested to look and see what you can do with that, because I never dabbled in that before. I just went from like doing it direct off Canada Post website to getting a 3PL to manage it. But yeah, there's definitely different options out there.
So I did see on your website that you're shipping not just in Canada, but you have like US and some other markets, also Australia, I believe, and a couple of others. Is your biggest market in Canada, US, or how are you thinking about expanding internationally, and is that something that you're really interested in?
Yeah, so we're about 93% all to the States right now, everything we ship.
Okay.
And then probably like the rest is pretty much Canada. And other than that, we haven't really done much in any other countries except for like a few to Mexico. But yeah, importing to other countries, it seems like there's a lot of different import fees and duties and stuff that kind of make it a little inconvenient with a higher value package. Like, for example, when you ship to Mexico, if it's over $45, then they get like this ridiculous amount of fees that's just like almost as much as the product costs. So it's a little bit tricky with that, but I don't know. It works so well in the States and everything that it just has made more sense to focus more on what's working and just trying to grow that where it's working right now. And I would say out of anywhere in the world, the truck scene is definitely biggest in the States. And there's stuff going on overseas and stuff, I'm sure, but it's just from what I've researched, it's nowhere near as big as here.
Is it reasonably easy to manage? Seems like most of your business is in the US. To manage business in the US sitting in Canada, or do you think it'll be easier, like if you just get a warehouse in the US, a 3PL maybe, ship your product directly to the US or something, and and then they ship it out, within the US. Do you think there will be like some cost savings in that way, or?
So we were like this close. I don't know if you see that close to actually doing that exact thing and having all of our products go to the, like, just be in the States at all times and ship out of the USA to the customers. But one of the really big things that kind of stopped us from that was there's different kind of tax laws that happen when you have a place of operation in the States and you ship to different states and stuff like that versus shipping from Canada to the States with in regards to tax collection and everything like that. And it was just kind of like there's just so many different things. Each 50 state or 48 states, there's 48, wait, 50, right? There's 50 states.
50.
Hawaii and Alaska. Okay, 50 states.
Yeah.
Every state has its own tax requirement, and it's just super complex, where shipping from Canada to there, it's just so easy and just way simpler like that. It costs more money for sure to ship from here to there, but it's just for the simplicity of it all, I think it's really good for us.
So on your website, have you looked at, do you look at like the conversion rates and things like this? I see on your website, like you have this tool which takes someone outside of your site. I believe it says Find My Lights, and it's a different tool called Jebit.com. It seems like some sort of step-by-step thing that allows customers to select the right lights or something. Do you find that people like, how does one shop for the right lighting? Like, can you share a little bit about the customer mindset? Is it that, they will browse 15 different lights and then find, okay, this one looks the best for me, and go with that? Or is it more about fitment and what will fit their vehicle that they're going to select, and really just finding the right fit?
Yeah, well, most of our products are universal and they're not vehicle specific. Like, the only things that are vehicle specific will be headlights and taillights and certain bulbs. But our biggest, most popular kits, like rock lights, wheel lights, Starlight headliner, is very universal. And the quiz there on the website pretty much just helps people figure out what they're after. So it goes over things like budget, how much are you wanting to spend, and like what size are your wheels, and kind of stuff like that, just to recommend kind of the best product based on what kind of vehicle they have, and like asking them what kind of vehicle they're outfitting, because we do also do off-road vehicles like side-by-sides and ATVs. So that kind of steers them in the right direction as well there. So kind of just ask them a few questions like that, and then suggest the best bundle, best kit.
Does this business receive a lot of returns, or is it like once they open the package, they try it out? Like, there's like, what do you have any refund policy, return policy, something like that?
Do we have return policy? Is that what you're saying?
Is this, I mean, some categories of products are more prone to returns. Is your category, like, do you get a lot of returns or not? And if yes, how do you manage it?
Yeah, so we honestly get like next to nothing for returns, which I'm very thankful for. We get more exchanges more than anything, which is like sometimes they order the wrong size or something of a product and then they just exchange for the right size. But as far as returns go, yeah, there's very minimal. And if there is, like, we just send the customer a return label and they ship it back, kind of thing like that. So not too complex.
Cool. So in every entrepreneur's journey, there's always, mistakes made, failures, lessons learned. Can you share, or can you think about some, one or two of the biggest things, learning experience that you had building this business? Maybe where you think, that was a big failure, or, I made a big mistake, and what did you learn from it? What can other entrepreneurs learn from it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would say two things come to mind. One would be just working with shitty like people or suppliers or whatever would be one thing. Like for example, we used to work with this or what was it, print on demand company for our like hoodies and stuff. And they just the company we were working with just like wouldn't, they were very inconsistent on how they operated, and it just caused a lot of unneeded stress and whatnot on our end. And just having the ability to like see something's not working and like just move on and get a different solution very early on, instead of like trying to make things work with the company that's not really like looking like they're giving 100%. That would be definitely one thing, super important. Just being very aware of how things are going, and if things aren't looking promising, just, you know, we got to move on. We got to find something that works better ASAP and keep things running smoothly. And then another thing would be, I would say using I guess you could say debt maybe to buy more inventory. That's something that is a very fine line, I find. And very easy. I've made this mistake in the past where you buy X amount on on credit, and then you think that you'll be able to save up that amount and pay it back sooner than later, but it actually takes way longer than you expect, and then you're just stressed about money and stuff like that. So just being extremely careful when you do use credit to buy inventory or to expand the business in whatever way you're doing, and really have like a solid, thorough plan that you like 100% know will work, so you're not in a stressed out situation at any point in regards to money. Because if you're stressed out about money, then that's not good energy to attract more money to you.
Yeah, definitely. How do you use traditional banks for that? I mean, these days there's like new companies or investment firms that are coming up that are investing in e-commerce businesses specifically, and their payment terms are a little bit different. Like, have you explored any of those?
Yeah, I've explored different capital options like that, and for the most part, they either want a portion of your sales, or yeah, honestly, just the interest rates are very unappealing from different kind of lending options out there. So I've never gone ahead with any of them because of that. So yeah, I just feel like there's probably better options out there. Like a business line of credit is probably way better for you still.
Okay. So now I'm going to move on to a separate segment called the rapid fire round. And in this round, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you have to answer them maybe 1 or 2 words, or short sentence. Any book recommendation for entrepreneurs or business professionals in 2022?
Yeah, if you're very early in getting started, I would read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And if you're kind of farther along, I would read a book called Secret of the Ages.
Secret of the Ages, what is that about?
Yeah, man, it's just a book about, man, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of different stuff, from business to life to health, and just kind of how to just pretty much dominate your life and control your ideals.
Cool. An innovative product or idea in the current e-commerce, retail, or tech landscape that you feel excited about?
Sorry, say that again.
An innovative product or idea that you feel excited about. Another product or idea that you feel excited about.
That's not my own, just something out there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Something that you use, something that you.
Maybe like those cars that you can paint and then like change the color of the paint. Or like it lights up, the paint lights up or something crazy like that. I've seen that before.
Okay, cool. A business or productivity tool or software that you would recommend, or a productivity tip?
I recommend using Asana to organize your days and your tasks and keep everything in your team organized. It's really good.
Okay. A startup or business in e-commerce, retail, or tech that you think is currently doing great things? Another startup or business that you think is doing great right now?
I'm not too sure, man. If I knew something, I'd probably go invest in it. So
Okay. Um, a peer entrepreneur or business person whom you look up to, or someone who inspires you?
Definitely Grant Cardone. He's a real dude and puts out a lot of great content. So he's definitely up there for sure.
Do you look up to him for just being a social media person? I mean, he's definitely a social media guy. Or do you admire him for like his business abilities or sales abilities? What specifically attracts you to him?
I would say definitely the attitude on life in general. Like I've read a couple of his books before, like If You're Not First, You're Last. And the 10X rules are a really good one. And it's just like, going after whatever you want in life big and just having that winning attitude and adopting that winning attitude.
Cool. And final question, best business advice you ever received or you would give to other entrepreneurs?
Damn, that's a hard question, man. Probably to automate and delegate your business, because if you never automate and delegate, you can never scale.
Definitely. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, Mitchel, thank you. Thank you so much. Those were all the questions that I had. If anyone watching this interview wants to go and buy your product or, wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way to do that?
Check out Instagram, type in Adrenaline Offroad Outfitters. And then from there, everything you need is there.
And by the way, how did you come up with the name Adrenaline Offroad Outfitter? Very interesting one.
Yeah, well, I would always off-road, and Adrenaline Off-Road just sounded cool. So, and then Outfitters, I had to put Outfitters because adrenalineoffroad.com was taken. So
Awesome. Well, Mitchel, thank you so much again for your time today, for joining me today at Trip Talks, and for sharing your story. So yeah, really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. Hopefully some people can take away some info from this and go apply it to their own journey.
Definitely not just info. I think inspiration also. I think that's also a big part of it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.